Alright, so welcome everyone to round 8 of the F1 2018 SRL Championship for the Chinese Grand Prix, the review video for the Grand Prix in China. So it was Niek van Gelder leading the championship coming into this round with a 10-point margin to Francis McGinn, who also seemed to be starting in pole position from Bart Gelder, René van der Stap and Sandro Doulis. So the lights went out in China for round 8 of the season. The race started off in intermediate conditions, although it seemed to dry up halfway through the race. So coming into the first corner was Bart Gelder, who ran very wide into the first corner, losing him a couple of positions, although luckily he managed to avoid any damage. So it was Francis McGinn maintaining his leading position from pole position, with René van der Stap following in second place, and Karen Weston Edwards selling in nicely in third position before coming under pressure from Niek van Gelder, who made a move on the grid into the hairpin turn 4 corner, and so that meant that Niek van Gelder took over third position in the race briefly before he got under pressure from Bart Gelder, who also got through on Karen Weston Edwards, and Bart Gelder then overtaking his compatriot on the back straight before coming into the hairpin, overtaking him down the inside into the hairpin corner as Van Gelder tried to hang it around the outside, trying to break very deep into the corner, but having to concede the position after he outbroke himself slightly. So that meant that Bart Gelder moved up into third position and could now chase after his other compatriot René van der Stap, and just a few laps later he managed to close up the gap to the Dutchman in the Renault, making a move up the inside into turn 1, although he ran it a little bit too wide, which meant that Van der Stap had a bit of a cutback line, taking a later apex into the corner. Bart Gelder tried to hang it around the inside, although had to concede, although he had the inside for the second part of the second corner and managed to overtake Van der Stap to take over second spot and chase after the race leader Francis McGinn. Also, it was a very tough race for Sandro Doulis after he lost his front wing on the exit of the pit lane after having had to stack behind his teammate Dion Staal and powering it out of the pit lane slightly too much, losing the back end of the car into the wall on the left hand side, meaning he had to do an entire lap without a front wing, which really compromised his race. So a few laps later, it was a battle for second place between Niek van Gelder and Bart Gelder. After the track had been dried up, Bart Gelder making a move on the Dutchman up the inside into the hairpin corner and moving up into second position once again. And then the unexpected happened, having a comfortable gap in third position with nobody close in front or behind him. Niek van Gelder made a crucial mistake on the final lap with a 16-second gap to René van der Stap behind him. Coming into the hairpin corner on the final lap, he just got on the power a little bit too quickly, trying to go for a fastest lap, losing the back end into the wall and breaking his entire front wing. Luckily not ending his race there, but Van Gelder would have picked up a time penalty over the course of the race, a 5-second stop-go penalty for cutting the hairpin after the back straight. And in the end, he would lose out on a podium position by just 9/10 of a second, because he finished 4.1 seconds in front of René van der Stap, who crossed the line in 4th position. But staying out of trouble, it was Francis McGinn taking out the victory, and with that taking over the lead in the championship. As he crosses the line, takes the checkered flag in front of Bart Gelder, René van der Stap, Niek van Gelder, Jorge Carrera, Team Hoefnagel, Cameron Weston Edwards and Jure Marusic completing the top 8. Behind them we see Ivan Brito, Sandro Doulis, Dion Staal, Colin Hitchens, Samuel Brandt, Fons van Heugden and Jan Holm completing the top 15, with Fons and Jan both DNFing out of the race. In the championship standings, then it's Francis McGinn who reclaims the lead of the championship from Niek van Gelder, Lewis Marshall, Vasilis Belichotis, Sandro Doulis, René van der Stap, Jesper Lampion, Dion Staal, Bart Gelder, Karen Weston Edwards, Jorge Carrera, Samuel Brandt and Luc Smit, Sam van Alphen, Jure Marusic, Fons van Heugden, Tim Hoefnagel, Jan Holm, Ivan Brito, Colin Hitchens, Irvan Daniel and Louis Quindon completing the top 22. And then in the Constructors' Championship, then it is Racing Point Force India from Haas F1, Ferrari, Red Bull, Renault, Williams, Mercedes, Sauber, McLaren and Toro Rosso. So looking at the calendar then for the rest of the season, we have Azerbaijan on the 9th of February, followed up by Spain, France, Monaco, Hungary, Belgium, Italy, Great Britain, Canada, United States, Mexico, Japan, and the season will end in Brazil on the 29th of June. So next time out will be at Azerbaijan for round 9 of the season on the 9th of February. Should be a very interesting race with the massive amount of slipstream on the start-finish straight. So yeah, we'll see how that race will pan out. But until then, goodbye.